everyone. I hope you're enjoying the presentation so far. My name is Kate, and our topic, as you can see, is sustainable food production. And before starting my presentation and to introduce you more into sustainable food production, and I know I will see a lot of hands raised, my question would be, did you drink or not coffee, or are you a consumer of coffee?
Yeah.
Cool. I can see a lot of hands raised, but my question would be, do you know how much water is used to produce 1 cup of coffee? You can choose a number.
140 liters.
All right, this is very precise. Well, we got, yes, I can see that. So actually, we got a number of 130, so this is very close. Okay, my next question would be, have you ever thought, this is a more serious question maybe, but have you ever thought that, will you ever in the future find food into your plate or in your meal? Have you ever, you can shout yes or no. Okay, if you haven't thought about it, well, we did, and this is why we kind of chose this topic, which is sustainable food production. So this is a kind of roadmap of what we're going to be discussing today, and as a small introduction, I would like to talk to you about like what we've been brainstorming somehow. So when we think about food sustainable production, we think about innovative ways to produce food and how to be more economically efficient, or how to protect our soils and chemicals as well, and how to put like less footprint on our environment and just make life better and easier for the future generations. We put here, me and my groups, we put the SDGs, which are the kind of, for me, the noble goals of the UN. And if you can see here, there is 5 SDGs that are very and pretty much related to food and sustainability. This is 5 goals out of 17. That's a lot of goals compared to other sectors, and they're all related somehow to food and sustainability. I would like to talk to you about the 3 dimensions of sustainability. So the first one would be the social, the environmental, and the economical. The social one is more about like people, providing them job, equity into what they're doing. The second one would be environmental, which is more about how do we influence our environment, from soil to climate to air to the animal that are getting extinct and stuff like that. The economical part would be how to create opportunities and to just have a more economical, efficient environment. Now that you guys have an idea about what is it, and I would like to talk to you about like a couple of problems. There's a lot of problems related to sustainable food production, but we just chose a couple of them that I would like to discuss with you guys today. So the first one would be the food waste. And food waste is, at the beginning I thought that it was more related to individual production, or food waste related to what's a household waste in general. But if you think about it, think about like supermarkets, think about production, think about catering and restaurants. Those are different departments that you see, and those are like departments that are behind the curtains. You don't see them every day. And apparently, and this is according to a couple of studies, there is different way to reduce this food waste. We just need to take and start actions. The second one would be biodiversity, and as you can see here, half of the species are endangered or are vulnerable to be extinct, which is going to be a huge problem in the future, and I think we already feel it somehow. Last but not least is a breadbasket region. This is something that I really discovered recently, and as you can see, there's a couple of countries that are pretty much principal producers of principal crops. And can you imagine if 1 or 2 of those regions have a major crisis, I don't know, due to internal problems or climate change? How can the world survive without them supplying the main crops? this is a huge problem. So, and the food security will not be reached to a lot of countries, especially poor countries. Now that I kind of fed you up with the problems, let's talk about the solutions. And this would be a video.
Which do you believe is the most important? To produce enough nutritious, affordable food for every person? Or protect the future of our planet? We don't believe we should have to choose.
So this is a very small video about like how this issue is really important, and one of the solutions that was suggested was called farm to fork, and this is basically an EU strategy to involve all the parties from the consumers till the raw material providers, and how to make them more aware about what's happening and to push them to be more sustainable in this production. So I will talk about a couple of them. So for example, packaging in the food supply chain, or the raw material, how to transport it to the main chain and stuff like that. The second one would be community-based and precision agriculture. Those are kind of two different topics, but are really related because they are matchmaking each other. So for example, for the community-based, there is local job creating and high quality of food, but the precision agriculture is pretty much related to robotics, or what do we see in the future, because we have technology now. So how can we use it? And the way we use it could be very beneficial for the agriculture sector. And finally, this is what I mentioned before was pretty, let's say, highlighted in the bigger scale, but what can we do as individuals? And as individuals, we can be more mindful, limit our food waste, and buy fresh food from the local stores. And the last part would be what if. So what if we were 9.3 billion people in the world, which probably will be in 2050, and we will need 200 million hectares to produce our agricultural food, and we will be emitting 9 gigatons of gases. Do you think that we will, or our world will survive to it? And thank you.